Hey, welcome back, you guys. Today is day 371. It is February 10th, 2024. Of course, it's Saturday, and it is 11:38 a.m. in the morning. You guys, it is cold out here in this RV garage, so hopefully I'll get myself warmed up on the treadmill. Now, one of the first topics I'm going to talk about today, I'm actually going to show you my nails, okay? Because I was supposed to make a video doing this and I didn't. Okay, so let me show you, and then I'll tell you specifically what we're going to talk about them. Okay, I have I don't want to say a couple of tips. I have at least one. Okay, so I have no idea what my camera is doing right now, and I made like a really short video. Okay, so let's get around the camera and see what you guys can see really quick, because all right, so if the focus is going in and out, then sorry about that, but I want to show you guys. Let me get everything started. And yesterday, you guys, I'm going to tell you guys, I was having the treadmill just on the fall speed up. And I'm going to tell you guys, the last turn, it went up 2 speeds instead of 1. And so I was at a speed that I have not been at in a while. And I was too scared to turn it back down. I was like, I'm not going to try and go down 0.1 of a speed. I'm just going to leave it. My husband oiled the, I'm trying to say husband oiled came I don't know what word that was supposed to, not what it was supposed to be, but what it was going to come out. But he oiled the treadmill. That's how nervous I am. And I think some of it got on the belt. So I know yesterday I was walking and my feet were slipping a little bit. Okay, and these shoes, yes, the Poor Mia, or however you say it, shoes I told you guys about, I'm still using them, and I'm still using the ones where it looks like I'm wearing 2 different shoes from 2 different sets of shoes, but I'm not. They came like this, the ones that are orange and black, and like one shoe is literally orange and one shoe is literally black, because I said that out of the 3 they have the most cushion. And I am happy for whatever you call that. I never know what to call that, the traction, the whatever that is at the bottom that keeps you from slipping all over the place. I'm really happy for how they're made at the bottom, because I could feel my feet slipping a little bit and I was getting nervous. Okay, so we're at 15 incline, and I have to close that really quick. Hold to that pin is in there secure, and I'm going to speed this thing up. I don't think I'm going to get to 2.5 today. I was doing 2.4 and thought, I don't know if I'm going to even build myself up to 2.5 or 2.6, simply because you guys know my treadmill starts to trip, right? And so I always say, when I try to make it go that fast, it is not that happy. Okay. Of course, if I'm not on it, I can make it go up to 7, however fast the thing's going to go, and it will just keep on going. But with me on it, for some reason, 2.5, 2.6, it's like, no. Okay, just no. And it just stops. So, still wondering about that, that sensor I told you guys about that's supposed to be down there. And I told you guys about that oiling it helps. I think it was a traction sensor or something like that. Like if it senses too much traction, like it'll stop. And most of your treadmills probably don't even tell you that they have that. Okay, so please be careful. We're at speed point 1. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna maybe do 2.4. I would love to get back up to 3, but I mean, I was only able to do 3 for like 20 minutes. But I would not chance it today, because I can literally see the oil on it that's dried up. But it is sounding better, so that's good. Okay. Gotta get this thing going. I gotta open this book back up. And I don't know if I marked like my notes for when I usually tell you guys like, oh, this was the week, this is how the walk went, stuff like that, you know, just a quick like overview of the week that has passed. We're at 1.8, you guys. And then the pants I'm wearing today, I mean, already, since I'm losing the weight, even though, like, well, you guys know I gained back like 10 pounds, but these pants steel. I gotta pull them up like way up here to keep them up. I didn't have any more sweats to put on. So I did some laundry and I was like, I do not feel like going through that laundry just to find another pair of pants. So I just threw these on. Okay, that's whoops. See, I just did it, but it said 2.2. Okay, so we gotta get it up to 2.4. And I will do a minute check in a second. Is my breathing already starting to go? Oh my gosh, you guys, really? Okay. 2.3. 2.4. Okay, I did it. I think I would really rather that this treadmill had buttons for the speed. Okay, so let's open the treadmill back. The treadmill. Let's open the book back up. My mind is kind of somewhere else because I didn't plan on recording today. I know I've been saying that for the past couple of weeks, but let's see. That's my topic page. I'm going back to look. I did do a video last week, so it will go from here down. All right, so let's go back to the topic page first. I didn't mark it, but I know if we get to this, where to start. Okay, so I have this receipt over here. Hopefully this doesn't fall. Let me push that behind there. And I got to do one more pull-up for these pants, you guys. Maybe I should have rolled them at the top. Okay, so anyway, the nails. My, yes, I'm always hitting my hand on this thing, right? I always say I wish it was wider. I wish it was like 25 inches, or I don't know if they make them at 30, but 25 would be good. This is only like 16 inches across. So there's barely enough space to swing your arms, and that's important for when you're walking, right? I don't know if it helps with heart rate or what, but I just know it's important. Okay, so like I said, so the video I had planned on doing was, since I don't use monomer and powder, the ratio, I just can't seem to get it. Okay, the liquid to powder ratio. I'll make a couple good beads, but I've tried to make one bead and cover the whole nail, and I got close, but I was like, I have to find another method, or I'm gonna end up back in the shop. They have new owners, so I was like, I might as well try them out, right? So I didn't do that. I just kept up with it, and I tried the dip method with the spoon, with base coat. Okay, so the problem I was having was after a full set, after the nails growing out for 2 weeks, especially after a month, you guys, oh my gosh, from the middle up, or a little bit above the middle up, it felt like the nail was going to break in half. Like all it would take is for me to hit my hand on something, and it would be like, uh-oh, it shouldn't be doing that. But then again, you only glue the nail on the tip, right? So I thought, okay, if the sealing breaks around all this powder, it's gonna come off like it did in Vegas. It came off like it was an actual press-on nail, and like I just decorated the nail and then put the nail on. So I glued the whole piece back on, which makes me think, I keep going back to, do I want to try full coverage nails? But I was just like, I don't know, because when they grow out, then what? Well, I thought that was my pants dragging. So yeah, so I still haven't tried those. I still haven't tried soaking the stuff off. I'm willing to, and I probably shouldn't do that because of the nail integrity. I don't know. You know, they cut them down, they take another fake nail, they slide it underneath and pop that stuff off, right? I use the little nail file thing that comes to a point and has a handle, but I'm willing to hurt myself, whereas with them, I'll make soak it off. So I've noticed sometimes it's easy to pop off if I've hit it at the tip, and sometimes it's not. the only place where it would have broken if I hit it hard enough is at that spot. Like I said, a little up over halfway, or from the tip of the nail, my natural nail going up to the tip of the fake nail. So that's probably why, because you only glue it on the tip, right? So I said, I gotta solve this issue. What do I do? Okay. Because after 2 weeks of a full set, it shouldn't be doing that. After a month, it still shouldn't be doing that, because you're gonna keep cutting it down, and eventually you won't have a fake nail anymore. So this is the full set. This is new from scratch. I took everything off, let's see here, the day before yesterday, and did my nails yesterday. So here's what I did. My bottle's locked. Oh no, it won't pop up anymore for some reason. I almost choked. I guess walking this fast, my body's like, don't try to walk and swallow water at the same time. Not a good idea. And these pants are getting really, really low. You know what? Let me see if I can kind of roll it a little bit or something. Clothes adjustment. Okay, maybe that helped a little bit. All right, so the thing was, how do I solve this? What do I do? Now, of course, 2 weeks have not passed for me to see what happens when it grows out. And I'm usually careful, but sometimes you hit your nails when you least expect it, right? And so I said, okay, I think I put too much nail glue, but I really want it to stay on. And I use Kiss. It's either the Flex, the Vitabond, something that says it has like vitamin E in it or something like that. Not just, I don't want to say cheap nail glue, but what else would you call it? So hopefully it's helping. And then I don't use primer, I use the Young Nails Protein Bond. Okay, so I do all that. And I use her swipe to cleanse and dehydrate the nails first. So I go through all that, prep the nail, everything. I said, okay, I also paint glue on the nail itself. And it kind of slides around, but I thought, hold it, and it should dry pretty fast and stick, and it has been. So even though it seems like there's too much glue on my nail and on the tip, it's been working. However, like I said, 2 weeks later, don't let me get it. It doesn't just pop off, but you can tell it's gonna snap in half. It doesn't look like it, it's just, you can feel it, especially if you do this. Okay, so I said, what if I take the D&D gel glue that I have? First attempt was to use it to glue them on. Didn't work. Number one, of course, anything gel, you have to let it cure, right? And I thought, even if it cures, I don't think it's gonna stay. Because it would slide to the point where if I let go, the nail will fall off. So I said, not gonna work. And maybe it's only meant for gel tips or gel nails, right, for full coverage. So I said, wait a second. What if I take the D&D gel glue and paint it on top? I go from the cuticle area up to the whole tip of the nail, and then I cure the hand, and then I cut the nail where I want to cut it. Okay, but usually I do both hands, and then go back and do the first hand to give it time enough to cool off, set whatever else it needs to do after the curing process. So that's what I did for all the nails. I'm gonna tell you, okay, don't cut one too short. Yeah, you know the rule. You can always cut it shorter, but you cannot make it longer. So this nail, I was already starting doing my powder, and I had to take this off. And it was a process to get off. It set me back like 20 or 30 minutes. I thought, I'm not gonna soak it. I'm gonna try and drill over it, pick underneath it, and pop it off. But apparently my idea worked so well that it gave me problems. So I had to drill it more than what I wanted to. And you know it gets hot. But I got it all off and redid the same thing. And it's so funny because now, I won't say it doesn't feel like it's gonna pop off, but in a sense it doesn't feel as sturdy as the other nails. I thought, why can't I just cut the first one as correctly, like when you measure like this, right, thumb to thumb, pointy finger, whatever, pointy finger. So That's what I'm gonna see. And next video, unless I don't report next week, we'll say 2 videos from now, I'll let you guys know, because it'll be at the 2-week mark. And I can tell you, did I hit my hands on something, and did I almost pop off all of it? Okay, because it's never, well, I won't say never, 95% of the time, once it pops off, it's everything. And it's like I was just doing my full set, right? Because it's so close to a full set, my nails haven't even grown that much. So yeah, that's the idea. Try it. Let me know if it works. Like I said, prep your nail. If you still use nail glue, glue on your nail, and then take that D&D. That's D as in David, N as in Nancy, D as in David, and you can buy it in the store. It's not something you have to order online. The gel glue, paint it from wherever you want to paint it. I advise cuticle area all the way to the tip of the fake nail, and then let it cure. And let me know what happens to your full set in 2 weeks to a month. Okay, did you hit it? How did you hit it? And did it all pop off, or did it just like that piece, the tip could just snap off? I forgot to do a time check. We're 14 minutes, 15 actually. Okay, so I know that took a minute to explain, but I want to like lay the background first before I told you guys what I tried. Okay, if this was a nail video, obviously I would have explained it within less time, because you guys would see me doing it, right? So it would be almost like a real time thing, if it wasn't for the fact that I still would have to upload the video. Okay, so try it, let me know if it works. Yeah, this bottle top is not working anymore. Even at 2.4, I'm almost out of breath. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my next topic was going to be a price comparison so far as living in, let's say, Cali or Vegas versus here. However, prices, I'm trying to say prices have increased, and it came on crisis. Prices have increased just about everywhere, right? So that would be a little difficult to do. So what I decided to do was I have a receipt from Walmart. I'm going to tell you some of the prices of some of the items on this receipt, and you can compare. Okay, because it is still cheaper to live in New Mexico versus Cali versus Vegas versus other places, even though the prices have went up. Okay, so we'll start with the receipt, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to see if I can, try to see if I can read it from there without having to hold it. or maybe less. Okay, so just to give you guys like an idea of a couple things that you might buy. So the items I listed, from here, you want to let me know what do you guys pay for them at your Walmart. Okay, because I will say this honestly, even though prices have went up, even in a small town, the town over, okay, let's do before and after. So before, we'll go with gas. It was $1.47 a gallon. Let's see, 2020, right before all the stuff started happening, $2.15. Okay, right now we're currently at $2.89, $2.99 a gallon. And surprisingly, diesel is not too much more. Okay, whereas before there was like what, a $2 or $3 difference in diesel, but even before prices just skyrocketed through the roof, right? So diesel, oh my gosh, I want to say it's like 3 something. I don't think even diesel is above $4 a gallon. It's like $3.69 or something like that, I think. But don't quote me on that because I only have one vehicle that takes diesel, and usually I'm not the one that gasses it up. Okay, so yeah, I still will say from memory below $4. Rent. Okay, let's go looking at 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Very difficult to find places to rent here, even houses or manufactured homes, because a lot of people hold on to their apartments. And when I first moved here, well, okay, let's see, apartments, there was one that was like, I know I kid you not, didn't sit inside, it was like $250. I did sit inside of one, or a set, it was, I don't know what you call it, duplex, I don't know what you would call that, but it was like $400, $450 or $500, 2 bed, 1 bath. And I can't remember why one was more than the other. So one might say it was like $450, the other one was $500. Manufactured homes used to be, whether they were in the foundation or not, $500 for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And usually the manufactured homes are split wing. So the main bedroom is on one side, and the deposit was $500. Some allowed pets, some didn't. And they had a pet deposit. Okay, if they did allow pets, it was very rare that there was no pet deposit. Okay, so there's one set of apartments, actually 2. They are, one is 2 bed, 1 bath for $600. I don't know if they raised it to $680, but I believe that's the last price I saw. The laundry facility on site, not inside the unit. So far as I know, there's no hookups. And the other one was $600, and I think it was a 2 bed, 1 bath laundry facility on site, and wash and dry hookup inside, and it was like in its own small room. Okay, so rent specials, they might have been like, okay, well, we're gonna cut your deposit down to $200, and you can make payments. Excuse me. Let's do some water and time check. My voice, you guys, oh my gosh. 24 minutes. All right, so there, I think they're still $600, but like I said, people tend to hold on to their apartments out here. So if you can get in, it'd be $600. I think even still now. When we first moved here, it was like 2015. So for that rent to stay pretty much the same for that complex, it's pretty cool. And I mean, you don't get a, what do you call it, garage or like covered parking. Maybe it depends on where your unit is, but a lot of them face the street, so they have driveways. They can fit 2 cars, but still they were nice units, pretty good size. Okay, so now, if you find a house, possibly a manufactured home, like I said, 1 bed, 1 bath, 2 bed, 1 bath, 2 bed, 2 bath, 3 bed, 2 bath. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You're looking at anywhere from 900 to like 11 or 14. And I know you're gonna say, well, Ray, that's not that much, but finding a place is the problem. A lot of people have moved here. So if you go next city over, more places to rent. By the time you're up to 15, let's say to 1,000, it might be 2 bed, 2 bath, 3 bed, 3 bath, 4 bed, 2 bath. It all depends. Some people, by the time they're willing to rent their 4 or 5 bedroom house, now you're talking about in between $1,800 and $2,500. Okay, but that's a bigger city. It's not super big, but I mean you have your Albertsons, your Ross, things like that. You don't have that here. Okay, so apartments there, the one where it's shared, and they don't just rent to the students of that university. You would pay, I think it's like 6, in between 5 or 6, but you will be sharing the space. So you have your own room, but I think you share like the kitchen, living room, something like that. An apartment by yourself, you'd be lucky to find one for 500, 1 bed, 1 bath, 2 bed, 1 bath. But I would have to say, once you get up to like the 3 bed, 2 bath, yeah, you're up there. You're up there at about 1,100. Maybe even 14, possibly maybe even 15. So it's a wide range of prices in the next city over. In here, I mean, it's, do you know someone that's renting a house? Maybe they're renting an apartment, like they own an apartment complex. You also have like your programs, Section 8, things like that. And people in that housing, especially if it's like housing for elderly, things like that, handicap, they tend, like I said, to hold them to their apartments. And I don't know what their rents are now because that's more so based off of other criteria, right? So I can tell you, one I can think of, they said that they were going to do some remodeling and put all tile or whatever in there instead of carpet. Those, depending on your income, you didn't have to be, let's say elderly or handicapped or anything like that. I don't know if you have to be like getting, let's say, some type of welfare, but I can tell you the rents for as low as like $250. Especially if you're like elderly, and then now it's like $350. So it's increased by like about $100. It's 2 bed, 1 bath. And I have not seen them since they've been remodeled. And some of the other places, like here, you would have to be 62 to be considered a senior citizen. And I don't want to say 5, let's call it like 700. Maybe 2 bed, 2 bath, something like that. So I would have to say, if it was possible to make it lower, there might be other things, like I said, that you can show them, and then they might end up lowering the price, like especially if it's like income based or something. So prices have really increased because before, like I said, there was more to rent. The houses, I mean, foreclosures. I think I told you guys about that one. It was a 3 bed with an office. It was on an acre of land. It was split wing, main bedroom on one side. It had 2 walk-in closets. And I believe carpeted bedrooms. And then the office was a true office because they had no closet. And a space for the washer and dryer. It was a 2-car garage. The only cement that was there, besides obviously in the garage, was the driveway. The C shape was dirt and rocks. But that house, and let's see, the guest bathroom had a tub and a shower head overhead. It was kind of awkward, like it wasn't on the wall. And the main bedroom had like a tub, a soaking tub, not jacuzzi, and a shower. I don't want to call it walk-in because my idea of walk-in is probably a little bit different. I mean, you can walk into any shower, right? So, like I said, with the 2 closets, one in the back through the bathroom, I think it was kind of odd because they had carpet, kind of odd. And then the one that was in the room, that was $139.9. Regular price, foreclosure home, owned by Fannie Mae. And whoever got it, I think they split the land, and I don't know why. I would have taken the acre if it came with it. We weren't going to split it. So currently, I don't know if that house is like at 160 something, but prices have went up. You kind of want to be careful with your bidding. I know people have been overbidding, I'll say that much, but sometimes the house is not going to appraise for that much. Okay, so I know it's kind of hard because the appraisal comes just a teeny bit later in the process of buying a house, to where you might say, no, I'm going to lower my offer because the house doesn't appraise for that much, but then the person can say yes or no, right? You're more likely to get in if you're dealing with a bank, if you're dealing with a foreclosure. And what I noticed out here, I don't know about now, but when I first moved out here, a foreclosure didn't mean, oh, handles are gone, you know, in the kitchen and bathrooms, sink might be gone, things like that. It was like this house I told you guys that we live in was a foreclosure. And the only thing that was missing was the bathroom mirrors. But that was okay because then we got to put our own spin and pick what type of mirror we wanted for both bathrooms. So yeah. And then another tip is like, when you do your inspection, because you will be able to walk inside, check the light switches, make sure they work. If the ceiling fans aren't turning on, are the remotes. If you notice anything, tell a realtor, and tell a realtor to tell a bank. Or, well, yeah, because why? If they want to get the house off their books, they might lower the price. Also, foreclosures, they might be willing to pay the closing costs or give you a rebate of the amount of the closing costs, which you know is usually like, what, $6,000, $7,000, right? It might be even more. So with foreclosure home, you just have a little bit more leeway, a little bit more bargaining, negotiating power, if you want to say, however you want to put that, in your pocket, advantage, whatever word you want to use. So foreclosure really is kind of the way to go. Programs. Look into your programs. Out here it's first home, next home. Before first home, I think there was like a second mortgage, but I don't think you owed that back, but now I think you do. Okay, so if you need it, be careful, because it'll probably get added into the price of what you pay for your house payment. So next home might be a way to go. Look in the first home, because you may not need a second mortgage on a house. And I think it all depends. Okay, and then also your car. I believe if you have what is it, 14 months left of payments on your car, then they have to consider it as part of your debt to income ratio for buying the house. Okay, so I believe it's 14 months, not 18. Just ask if you're filling out paperwork to buy a house, especially if you're going through one of those programs, because the program for here, you put $500 down. I don't know if that's changed. That's what it was when we put it in course foreclosure home. Hey, will you pay the $6,000 closing costs? And they said yes. They came back in 45 minutes, and so we put $500 down, and your first house payment is not due until like 45 days after escrow. You stay in escrow for 3 days, and then you get the keys. That's to protect you and both sides, just in case something happens. That way, either party can walk away without any type of problems. Now, keep in mind that let's see, the appraisal lasts for 6 months, so you won't get the appraisal money back. That's about $600, might be more. Your earnest money, look it up and see what it is. I can't remember, but it might be like $1,000, and you may or may not get that back. Okay, so hopefully if you're gonna buy a house, you actually get it, because those are the two things that I can think of. That the appraisal money, I know for sure you don't get it back. But yeah, keep in mind your earnest money, especially if it's more than $1,000. Okay, so just the basics of buying a home. let's talk about that for a second. Time first. 35 minutes. All right. We got about 5 minutes. Okay, so did I want to buy a home? No, not initially. 30 years. I didn't care if it was a fixed interest rate. I was like 30 years. I want to pay something for 30 years. So I thought back to what one of my family members said, ask for bi-weekly payments. What happens is they take your payment, say it's $1,000, and they split it into 2 payments. Now, of course, I've said this before, your house payment is not going to increase because whatever you owe is what you owe. That doesn't go up. Until you pull money out of equity, because you owe equity back, right? The amount that it said you owe won't increase. So, but we'll get a property taxes maybe next time. That's the only thing that can probably make your house payment go up a little bit, but it can go down when the property tax goes back down. Okay, so that's the basics of one of the only things I know of that can change your house payment. Okay, but not by much. Ours is like $10 of a fluctuation. Okay, so let's see. Where were we? Oh, bi-weekly payments. Since I didn't do it, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second because the financing that we had got, this type of loan, I think something maybe to where, I think maybe just the lender didn't do it. But let's say your payment's $1,000 a month. They might take it and say, okay, you owe $500 on the 15th, you owe $500 on the 30th. Well, now that you're making 2 payments, okay, instead of 1, you cut your 30 years in half. It doesn't just go by, oh, you owe for 30 years. It doesn't just go by, oh, you owe this amount. It goes by how many payments you make. Okay, so you make 2 payments a month. Instead of taking 30 years, it would take 15, right? Divide 30 in half. Okay, so if you're looking to pay off your house, see if you can do bi-weekly payments. Okay, they'll just take your same payment and split it in half, and you should be able to pay off your house sooner. And I don't think if they offer it that it matters when you do it. Okay, so that's a good thing to do if you don't plan on taking out equity to pay off some other bills, some credit cards, your car, whatever, because you take 20 or 30,000, your payment may not go up at all, simply because it's divided over that 30 years. Okay, so you need to pay off some stuff, you might have to take the equity out of your house. Or you can streamline. You can say, how much can I take out so my payments will stay the same? Or you can say, I don't want to take out anything. Do you have a lower interest rate? They say yes, your payment goes down. So those are the basics of buying a house. I think we're probably at 40 minutes. But yeah, no, we're not. Okay, so the question I had raised was, did I want to buy? No, especially not when I saw how much went towards the principal of the loan. Out of $1,200, now we pay less, but in the beginning it was $1,200, and like $160 or $150 went towards the principal of the loan. I was not happy, okay, because you have your interest. PMI insurance is the insurance, it's their insurance to insure them just in case you default on the loan. It's not homeowner's insurance. You have to get homeowner's insurance. That's added into your house payment. You tell them who your homeowner's insurance is through. They contact them and they send them the payments out of your house payment. Then you have your property taxes. Okay, so those are kind of the basics of what your house payment is made of. And I was not very happy. As I see why it takes 30 years to pay it off. So, because obviously more is going towards interest, right? But seeing as how the only thing that's raised, like I said, our house price, is the property taxes went up $10, I believe, a month. So the house payment went up $10 a month. Then when the property taxes went down $10, the house payment went down $10. I would have to say, not having to worry about fluctuation of rent, I'm happy now that we did it. Bought the house in 2017. Obviously, we're still making payments. And I would have to say, now my mindset's different because other than that, the house payments stay the same. And little by little, what's owning the loan is going down. So even if we never pay it off, at least it can't raise $500 or $600 a month or something like that, like every 6 months or something. So I would have to say, I know the interest rates are high right now for a house, but look into it and see. You might find that you're better off. I'm out of breath. I would say, take my advice or don't, so it's up to you. I know we're at 40 minutes, and I'm tired enough, even if we weren't, to say that we are, but we are. So we're at 40 minutes, 36 seconds, 1.55 for distance, 165 for calories. I'm watching my book because it's shaking. And you guys, we got our walk on today, didn't we? Oh my gosh. Give me a minute. Hold on. Yeah, this thing's broken. I'm used to it flapping open. That's been with me for a while, so wash it out. Like I said, refill it with water. Serves its purpose. It's more convenient if it will pop up, especially walking that fast on the treadmill and trying to record. But I mean, we got through it. So I just need a minute to breathe. And there goes my nose. My gosh. Okay. So I'm not going to keep you guys very long. Yeah, those were the topics for today. We did not make it to the week. And I don't think there was a day this week that I did not walk. So maybe if I have time, if I do record next week, we'll add it into next week. And then also, quick little update. I know I said once I get rid of my bank days, I added one. I have 11 for future days that I was going to just stop doing those bank days, but well, habits die hard, right? So I think I'm going to play it by ear. I'm not going to say for sure if I'm not going to walk 4 days in advance. Okay, so I think, like I said, it all depends. I think yesterday I wasn't gonna tell you guys if I made it down there. I did walk for 2 walks. Okay, and I just walked nonstop. I didn't even, stop, take a break, restroom, water, whatever, refill on that, and then come back. I just walked 80 minutes straight through. And so I counted that as 2 walks. And I thought I had the time. I usually kind of don't have the time to do that. It's really difficult to say, oh, I have to make it for a whole week. Let's say in April, starting this early, I have the time overtime, but it all depends on how busy am I that week to make up for that time as well, because I was trying to have my challenge end on the same date. It might be the 2nd, it might be the 3rd of February, whatever would have been 2 years from when I started, which was February 2nd of last year. Okay, so we're going to play it by ear. Okay, we'll say that. I don't want to set it in stone because I know me. Sometimes I change my mind, as we all do. So that's what I've decided on that. And then other than that, you guys, I'm going to get out of here because I've been really lucky to have my nose be at sniffle level and not at running level. Okay, because yesterday, the day before, it was not having it. Okay, I was like, I really wish I had tissue out here. So being that my nose is behaving, let me get off this camera, and I will say, stay safe, have a great day. I hope your workout and everything is going well. Just take it one day at a time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself is the most advice I can give you about the workout overall if you're working out, running, jogging, or something like that, because you can end up overwhelming yourself, and then it gets kind of difficult to stay disciplined to do it. Okay, so just go with the flow is the best advice I can give you. But you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching Upfront and Honest Reviews. I will see you guys maybe next week, and if not, I'll see you the week after. Bye.